As you can see, the fierce beasts know that the time has come. Now today they're getting their first bugs and some plants. So I've got here a mixture of mealworms, duckweed, some eelgrass from my fish tanks that I chopped up into small pieces, a little bit of the regular food, and some sand mixed in because they need the grit to help them break down this kind of food. They've been on just their duck feed for the time being, which I do add some nutritional yeast to because ducks need extra niacin for the legs to grow strong. And you can see they're a lot more upright and energetic now than the first time I recorded them, where they were flopped over a lot of time. All right, I'll stop torturing you guys. Here we go, let's see how fast I can debone this. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say that they are quite happy with this stuff. These are Pekin ducks, by the way, so they get really big and they've got huge appetites. Sort of similar to meat chickens, except they're much more healthy than meat chickens are, because Cornish crosses are kind of genetic abominations. It's the cost of doing business if you want really economical, cheap meat, but I've raised Cornish crosses before and I'll never do that again. They're miserable creatures. They grow way too fast. They can barely walk, even when you try to free range them and restrict their diet. And they're supposed to basically have unlimited access to food because they have such huge appetites. So the best way to raise them is essentially give them limited space, unlimited food and water, and just let them gorge until they're ready to harvest about like 6 to 10 weeks, somewhere in that range, depending on what size you're looking for. Ducks take a lot much more time, not nearly as feed efficient for conversion, but I would much rather raise animals that can, you know, be outside and range around happily and healthily. And duck eggs are way better than chicken eggs in my opinion too. They're very like rich and creamy compared to chicken eggs. And the shells are a lot harder too. God man, look at those beaks. So, about 2 minutes, and they have polished off pretty much all the good stuff and just left with their basic food now. And then I'll refill this with the regular feed. And their water was cleaned before I started this video. Not so much anymore. Again, like I said before, ducks are very messy creatures. But yeah, just a rough idea of how ducks eat. Very fast, turns out. And they just go back and forth between their food bowl and their water bowl. Oh, hello. And my phone cord. They've gotten a lot less skittish around my hands now too. I've been starting their feedings by having them come take the food out of my hand. So they're a lot more comfortable being near me now. Because I want these guys to be able to be called and summoned when they're outside roaming around. So every time I go to feed them, I say duck, 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 ducks. And so I'll keep making that noise every time I feed them. So when they're outside and I need to round them up, I can just make that call and they'll know that treats are on the way. Right, time to refill this with the boring food, and I hope you enjoyed watching ducks gorge themselves.